Hi, I'm Rob from Alesis. I'd like to share some tips with you on how you can get the best performance and signal possible when recording audio with your Alesis IO Dock. First, let's talk about performance. Make sure you're running the latest iOS, IO Dock firmware, and app version for any recording applications you'll be using. To view what versions you're running, select Settings from the home screen. On the left-hand side, choose General. Select About. Your iOS version will be listed here. We're running version 5.1. If your IO Dock is connected, you'll be able to select Alesis IO Dock here. We're running version 1.07. To view the current version for any of your installed apps, scroll to the Apps section on the left-hand side and select the app here. The version will be displayed here. We're running GarageBand version 1.2. Make sure you're running the latest version of any apps, firmware, or iOS when you're recording. We'll include links to a walkthrough on updating your iOS and to the latest Alesis IO Dock firmware in the description for this YouTube video. Next, let's prepare your iPad for recording audio. From the home screen, double-click the Home button to view any apps you have running. Touch and hold and click the negative button to quit any other open apps. You want to have one app open only while you're recording. Next, select Settings from the home screen and turn airplane mode on. This will disable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, ensuring that your recording application will have uninterrupted access to your iPad's processor. Now that you have the latest iOS, IO Dock firmware, and recording apps installed, and that you have turned airplane mode on and made sure to have quit all other open apps, you're ready to start recording. Let's talk about getting the best signal possible. When it comes to setting your input gain, the only thing that matters is the input level meter. The input level meter in GarageBand is located in the track control section. To show this, swipe here. The input meter is displayed next to any track that you have ready to record. This is the only place you want to look for a cue on how to set the gain. If you zoom into a track, you will see other meters. These are output meters, and they are dependent on adjustments that you make to the virtual amplifiers in the software. You cannot use these meters as a cue on how to set your input levels. Your goal during recording is to accurately capture the performance with a good signal level, so long as you don't clip or reach 0 dB. In this case, that means reaching the right side of the input level meter. In this example, we're recording bass over a pre-recorded drum track. Once you've properly set your input gain setting based solely on this input level meter, you put your headphones on and you begin recording. What you'll likely find is that the balance of the pre-recorded drum track compared to your incoming signal, whether it's microphone, guitar, or bass, is not correct. You're going to find that the pre-recorded drum track is louder in your headphones than what's coming into the IO Dock. What you don't want to do is turn up the gain setting to try to match what you're hearing in your headphones on the drum track. The right thing to do is to turn the drum track down. If at that point you find that what's in your headphones is too quiet, turn the headphone knob up here. That will rebalance what you hear in your headphones. And this leaves your input setting on the back adjusted properly just based on this meter here. A note about preamps. All preamps in any device operate most efficiently in the middle of their range. In this case, this means between the 3 and the 9 o'clock position, these preamps operate with the best noise characteristics. What this means to you while you're setting your input settings is that you generally want to avoid recording with the preamp turned all the way up or all the way down. If, again, using the input level meter as your sole guide, you're finding that you're turning the preamp all the way up while recording or all the way down, have a look at the audio source itself. If it's a guitar or a bass, look at the knobs on the guitar or bass itself. Are they maximized to the highest levels possible so long as they give you the tone that you're looking for? If not, adjust them and then readjust the gain setting on the back of the IO Dock. If you're using a microphone, scrutinize how close or how far it is to the source. Is it in the right position? Could it be positioned better? Some mics are very, very sensitive, like condenser mics. These can generally be placed further away from sources. Even still, in this example, we have a condenser mic connected to the IO Dock just so we can see a level on the meter as an example, but in reality it's too far away from the audio source, which is my voice. We have to compensate by turning the preamp up past its efficient level. Same thing with dynamic mics. Dynamic mics are designed to handle very high sound pressure levels. What this means is they can be placed very close to very loud sources. If you have a quiet source, or if you're trying to record something that's far away from a dynamic mic, you're going to have to compensate for the natural characteristic of the mic by turning up the preamp beyond its efficient stage. Do your best with the resources that you have at hand to maximize the positioning of the mic or the settings on the guitar to allow you to use the preamps on the I/O dock within their most efficient stages. This will result in a recording that has the best noise characteristics possible. To recap, when setting your levels, use only the input level meter as a guide. No other meters in the software or in any other app except the one input level meter can be used as a cue on how to set these knobs. Rebalance all of the other tracks and headphone settings around your properly set input settings, with a plan to rebalance them again after the recording process when you start to mix down your final track. In the description of this video, we'll include a link to additional resources on gain settings. We'll also include a link to this GarageBand project so you can see how the track came out. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Alesis.com for more videos, tips and tricks, and additional updates.